Love The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful? Then join Nicole and Davetta every week for updates, scene reenactments, commentary, and laughs. Listen to a few clips from the latest podcast. Because at the end of last week, he and Victor got into an argument at the athletic club. They made sure that it was a very public argument. And at the end of the argument, Victor punched him in the face and knocked him to the ground. And he told Adam that he was no longer his son. He was disowning him.
Right.
So at the beginning of the week, we find out that was just part of a plan for Adam to win over Tucker's trust.
So Nicole, all Patty has to do now is convince that nurse who brought her the latest newspaper is that she's fine, but she needs some dye. Clairol number 42 brown, and she'll dye her hair. And then she's going to confuse him the next time he comes in, and she's going to introduce herself as Dr. Peterson. He's going to believe her.
You know, I guess they were working off of her cues, and once they realized that she was sort of getting a little dizzy and a little spaced out, they started calling her name like Hope, 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 like she was doing something to, you know. So I guess later, if she ever had any memory of the event, she would start to think, well, maybe it was my fault.
That was a good scene too, when Bridget came into the hospital, and at first she told Nick, she said, look, I don't understand why in the world, after all that we've been through, because you think about, okay, first they were together, then he left her to be with her mother, and then they got back together, then he left her to be with her Aunt Katie, then they got back together, and then here's this whole big mess with this woman that's carrying her child.
The YandBPodcast with Nicole and Davetta. For more details, go to YandBPodcast.com.